我们反对的是共产党，它给世界带来了恐惧。这个带来的恐惧的原因，就是因为我们懦弱、自私。他们70年来欺骗了全世界，威胁了中国人，才让中国共产党有今天在全世界的风头。大家想一想，我郭文贵如果去了其他国家，我的结局是什么？不是把我锯掉了，是直接把我放到机器里变成火腿肠了，波式火腿肠。而且在座的很多华人朋友，你们根本没有机会站在这个舞台上，因为共产党70年来都是成功的。
Evil done in Victoria streets, painted red on and one eye. The handgun, the curtains untied, the unaccounted bounce of treasures, no counterfeit, marching outside. In Scotland Yard, they be working all night long. Nobody's left to go on the go for doubles back, smiling with his mind.
They sounded like a 70s. These days and girl, let me play out your ending. The morning light will always fade away tonight, or to this taking from outside.
他的恐吓，他的蓝金黄，他的威胁，让我们失去了尊严，失去了安全，失去了发声的自由和权利。我们感恩美国，我们感恩西方的媒体朋友们，与我们一起寻求真相，寻求正义。
How can the truth get exposed to places where no one goes? The simple smell of a rose, the secrets start to unfold. Every person wears a mask of fashion, reason and lie. Every action has a reason, that reason desire. Oh Father, Father, Papa, oh Father, Father, Papa. In this life, how can we live without never sinning just once? We can forgive and forget, but we can live and let rest that cannot take the pieces that are coming to you and set light up. I hear a step close behind me, familiar smell, a flashing light. The door opens, we're turning around, the pages lie, left and written, crimson to the touch. No, someone had me roll, no, this much felt too much as though I know it's the end. You never think of the reason I fought to defend the only justice and you now lives on silently, words written to be seen.
These
I hear a step
waves, they sound like a melody.
I'm turning around, the pages lie, left and written, crimson to the touch. No, someone had me roll, this much.
Light will always fade away tonight, or to this taking from outside.
共产党对西方的威胁，绝对不是我在这里能形容的。接下来用我们的行动来证明给所有的全人民看，共产党是世界上最大的毒瘤。共产党一天待在中国，它都是人类最大的威胁。郭文贵总是有一句话，我们老叫深陷羊骨陷大陷，我要用事实行动证明给你们。
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lila House. Last week, we talked about the new acts of evil and his evil plan to threaten the Western civilizations. Today, we will focus on the most famous and popular social media platform, especially for our younger generations, TikTok. On January 31st, 2024, in a Senate judiciary hearing, U.S. Senator Josh Hawley challenged the TikTok CEO Shou Chou on his applications monitoring of Americans and his harvesting of their personal data, describing the platform as an espionage arm of Chinese Communist Party. Senator Hawley has introduced legislation that would ban TikTok in the United States and has gone to the Senate floor to seek a vote on the measure. In December, 2022, he successfully enacted into law legislation that would ban the application of federal devices.
Time expires. Mr. Chu, let me just ask you, your platform, why should your platform not be banned in the United States of America? You are owned by a Chinese communist company or a company based in China. The editor-in-chief of your parent company is a Communist Party secretary. Your company has been surveilling Americans for years. According to leaked audio from more than 80 internal TikTok meetings, China-based employees of your company have repeatedly accessed non-public data of United States citizens. Your company has tracked journalists improperly gaining access to their IP addresses, user data, in an attempt to identify whether they're writing negative stories about you. Why should, your platform is basically an espionage arm for the Chinese Communist Party. Why should you not be banned in the United States of America?
Senator, I disagree with your characterization. Many of what you have said, we have explained in a lot of detail. TikTok is used by 170 million Americans.
I know, and every single
love.
one of those Americans are in danger from the fact that you track their keystrokes, you track their app usage, you track their location data, and we know that all of that information can be accessed by Chinese employees who are subject to the dictates of the Chinese Communist Party. Why should you not be banned in this country?
Senator, that is not accurate. A lot of what you describe we collect, we don't.
It is 100% accurate. Do you deny that repeatedly Americans' data has been accessed by ByteDance employees in China?
We built a project that cost us billions of dollars to stop that, and we have made a lot of progress.
And it hasn't been stopped. According to the Wall Street Journal report from just yesterday, even now, ByteDance workers, without going through official channels, have access to the private information of American citizens. I'm quoting from the article, private information of American citizens, including their birth date, their IP address, and more. That's now.
Senator, as we know, the media doesn't always get it right. What we have.
But the Chinese Communist Party does?
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that we've spent billions of dollars to build this project. It's rigorous, it's robust, it's unprecedented, and I'm proud of the work that the 2,000 employees are doing to protect the data.
But it's not protected. That's the problem, Mr. Chu. It's not protected at all. It's subject to Communist Chinese Party inspection and review. Your app, unlike anybody else sitting here, and heaven knows I've got problems with everybody here, but your app, unlike any of those, is subject to the control and inspection of a foreign hostile government that has actively trying to track the information of whereabouts of every American that they get their hands on. Your app ought to be banned in the United States of America for the security of this country. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Young people attending a New York anti-Israel rally has admitted that they learned to hate Israel by watching pro-Palestinian videos on Chinese-owned application TikTok and Mark Zuckerberg's Instagram. St. John's University students Rania Shehu and her 19-year-old friend Connie student Zarif Islam told the outlet that they attended the Thursday rally after Shehu said there was a lot of doing our own research, which included watching videos on the Chinese application. Israel videos exist on TikTok. They appear to be less popular than the pro-Palestinian videos on the Chinese applications, with the top result for the research phrase "Stand with Palestinian" having been viewed nearly 3 billion times. As of October 26, the Post reported. Meanwhile, the top result for Stand with Israel was only viewed a little over 200 million times. Anti-Israel influencers have also gained a stronger following since October 7th. Hamas terrorist attacks that left over more than 1,200 Israelis died and also involved body being set on fire and kidnappings. Among these anti-Israel influencers is 19-year-old Gala Walsh of Cambridge, Massachusetts, or who encouraged her followers to tear down hostage posters. She has garnered 158 million views on TikTok for her videos. Watch told the Post that the rapes Hamas committed in Israel on October 7th did not happen. As Breitbart News reported, TikTok, owned by a hostile foreign nation, has already shown itself to be meddling in other countries' business, a national security threat, as well as a danger to teens and kids. You may wonder why is TikTok CCP's national company? TikTok parent company ByteDance was founded by Chinese entrepreneurs. ByteDance is a privately held globally company with roughly 70% owned by global institutional investors such as BlackRock, General Atlantic, 20% owned by the company's founders, and 20% owned by his employees, including over 7,000 Americans. I find it is very interesting because BlackRock's first investment was made on behalf of Miss Gao Yanyan, lover of Vice Chairman of CCP's Wang Qishan. BlackRock is the largest alternative investment firm globally, and BlackRock is agent of Wang Qishan. William E. Ford, CEO of General Atlantic GA, on 11th of November 2019, Tsinghua SEM Anniversary Enterprise General Atlantic held his first campus talk in China. He said that GA has maintained close relationships with the school, and William has always supported and concerned about the development of Tsinghua SEM, promoting collaboration between the school and GA concerning youth education and human resources development. His investment has increased in China during previous years. 20% of the shares belong to ByteDance, and the main investors like GA and BlackRock have deep connections with the CCP. So, who owns TikTok? What is the nature of TikTok? TikTok, along with WeChat, Baidu, X, Facebook, Google, Zoom, all Hong Kong news are entrepreneurs and largely controlled by the Chinese Communist Party's security department are used as media nuclear weapons to control the world and attack the world 24 hours a day endlessly. The world's media has been legally controlled by the Chinese Communist Party in the past few years. That is to say, the swarm of the world, with the financial power and the media power mainly dominated by the Jews who are controlling the world, influencing the United States. But now, there's another power, and that is Chinese Communist Party.
Media is the most important tool for the force of evil to acquire legitimate power and control the force of good. Today's media is no longer defending the so-called social justice. It is the most important tool to manipulate social justice. And nowadays, social media is just like a social nuclear weapon. 1 year ago, I joined Bannon's War Room's live interview. I was the first to tell the West. A few years ago, as the CCP first established its National Security Commission in the post-Zheng era, they already saw social media as the primary weapon in their war against the West, far more important than nuclear weapon. This was the reason behind Confucius Institutes. Does anyone know who was the founder of Confucius Institutes? It was the director of Beijing Board of Education, Bo, Director Gong. Bo Director has a lot of power. He introduced me to a whole bunch of CCDI and Central Committee member. Bo Director really has a lot of power. Confucius Institute was found by him. It was co-founded by Beijing Board of Education, the CCP's National Security Commission, United Front, and the Intelligence Bureau of Joint Staff Department. What do you think Confucius Institute is for? And back then, it was the third department of Joint Staff Department overseeing the technology behind Baidu, Alibaba, Microsoft. All of this, as well as TikTok and Zoom that came later. The National Security Commission controlled all of that. This is why media outlets such dual-way news based in Beijing are the CCP's propaganda media, intelligence media. They are for gathering intelligence. So, this is basic common sense. The CCP is using social media as nuclear weapon. How could you think it will bring you justice? It's even more terrible in America. Look at Zuckerberg, Twitter, X. Now in China you see these dozens of shareholders. It's terrible. Today I can tell you. For years ago, the April 19th incident. The CCP used political news, advertisement news, or news outlets under its BGY to attack its enemy. But today there is a fundamental difference. The CCP is already using, how should I put it, really the CCP's state power. News and media have been weaponized. Twitter, X, Facebook, Google, Zoom, TikTok, all of Hong Kong's media, WeChat, Baidu, the CCP has full control over them. If you want to see how dangerous the CCP is, look no further than media. In these for short years, the CCP has obtained legitimate control over the world's media with money. In other words, the swamp of the world, a mostly Jewish financial and media force controlled the world and America. Now there is another force, that is the Chinese Communist Party. But we have become strong. Today we have GTV, G News, G Fashion, G Club, G Coin, G Dollar. We have Bannon's War Room. Now the War Room is half dead, beaten by CCP. Only GTV and G News left. You have to see the growth of the Chinese Communist Party in the past 4 years. It is 100 or even 1,000 times faster than us. But the great thing is, there is a beacon in the darkness of the world that is our GTV, G News, and Whistleblowers movement.
Okay, we're going to talk about the founder of TikTok, that ByteDance. Yes, as you see, this is Zhang Yiming. Zhang Yiming, born April 1st, 1983, is a Chinese internet entrepreneur. He founded ByteDance in 2012, developed a news aggregator to Toutiao, and the video sharing platform TikTok, Douyin. As of October 2022, Zhang's personal wealth was estimated at 55 billion US dollars, according to Bloomberg's Billionaire Index, 49.5 billion US dollars, according to Forbes, making him the second richest person in China. Zhang stepped down as CEO of ByteDance, completing a leadership handover announced in May 2021. So, what is Zhang Yiming's background? Zhang Yiming and a team of a dozen people did not work well at Cisco. They stole Zoom and TikTok technology and handed over to the CCP. After CCP's Ministry of Security and Political and Legal Affairs Committee reported it to Xi Jinping, and Xi ordered Wang Qishan focusing on cultivating TikTok and Zoom. The truth is that CCP is stealing invulnerable intellectual property through his Thousand Talents program, cooperating researchers and scientists with the promise of financial gain for the benefit of the People's Liberation Army and state-owned and state-linked business. However, most Americans probably did not realize that one of the greatest threats to the national and economic security has already infiltrated nearly every aspect of the society. The influence of the Chinese Communist Party, CCP. After he quit from the ByteDance, we did not see Zhang Yiming from public for 2-3 years almost. His management staff were raided for a variety of alleged U.S. infiltration of Chinese data security, being a super successful businessman in Chinese Communist Party. Without the help of the dictator regime, it is not possible at all. So who was behind Zhang Yiming? in years. Zhang Yiming is an absolute running dog of Meng Jianzhu, the former secretary of the CCP's political and legal committee. Meng Jianzhu is responsible for the Chinese Communist Party's intelligence infiltration and espionage operations all over the world. So we can see from the relationship between Meng Jianzhu and Zhang Yiming, we can confirm that TikTok is an important espionage intelligence platform for the Chinese Communist Party to brainwash the world and obtain personal information that has been planted for many years, just like the massacres in Xinjiang and Tibet. According to a report by Forbes, the popular social media platform TikTok may have been spying on millions of users by spying on data copied to their iPhone's clipboard or through a vulnerability in the latest iOS smartphone firmware. Breitbart News reported that at the beginning of the June that children spend almost as much as time on TikTok as they do on YouTube. The report revealed that children approximately 80 minutes on each application every day. We should ban TikTok only by thinking of children. TikTok gathers user data such as browsing history, facial ID, voice prints, text, and location. It is also built from the ground up to be addictive. Sharing quick videos catered to the interests of each user. A TikTok spokesperson even admit that the company receives data from people who don't have a TikTok account. As long as you download the WeChat TikTok, you just go to China, Baidu, or Hong Kong for next. Your mobile phone will be tracked, no matter whether your mobile phone is on or off. He knows where you are. Even you delete TikTok, it's the same situation. But how the CCP monitor the US and the West? In Beijing's Xishan Mountains, west of Xishan Mountains of Phoenix Ridge, the site of Ministry of Security Security Secret laptop. Hundreds of thousands of people are watching American mobile phones. You have no secrets at all. The big brother is watching you. Were you still in bed with the evil CCP? Here's Mao's revelation on 19th of September 2020.
3 years ago, I told the FBI and CIA that the Chinese Communist Party uses social media to harm the United States, such as TikTok and Zoom. Don't forget about Zoom. Zoom spent $50 million lobbying in DC to bail them out. Baidu is even more aggressive. They also spent $50 million lobbying in DC to bail them out. Also, TikTok steals your privacy and information. They use the collected information to threaten you. They call it information warfare. This is why DC knows about TikTok and WeChat, but they do not want to deal with them, because these people have received lobbying money. Now it is too late because the CCP is using TikTok and WeChat to interfere with your election. You do not want Americans to be safer or to protect Americans. You are only driven by the election. That is terrible. This is America, where everything is about fighting between two parties. The CCP is also using your infight pendulum. If you do not take down WeChat and TikTok, you will be too late. Maybe Americans died because you did not take down WeChat and TikTok. You need action, but don't just talk. You look at people in DC, everyone is speaking in front of a camera and saying we will, but never act. That is why, 9 months ago, we talked about COVID-19, and now how many Americans have died? Who will take the responsibility for this? The CCP lies, and American people die. Why does the CCP lie? who helped the CCP lie here in America and kill American people.
As an intelligence platform for the Chinese Communist Party, TikTok will hold accountable for their crimes. And we will see you on next Tuesday. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Go back and get Brian Costello here. We are going to jump, and I think we'll even try to blow the break if Johnson gets up and starts talking. Brian Costello joins us. The other thing that's being missed in all this is TikTok. Gallagher, TikTok. TikTok is let me just be blunt. As you remember, this show starting in 2018, we're all over trying to get TikTok banned by President Trump's administration, all over people to do it. TikTok is a Chinese Communist Party information warfare platform, full stop. Full stop. It had a major impact in the 22 election, and it's going to have a huge impact in the 24 election unless we get on top of it. Brian Costello, your thoughts?
Steve, I think what you're talking about is related, right? Okay, let me lay this out for people pretty simply. TikTok, right? How many, we got 8 to 10 million new immigrants in the country, maybe as much as 20 million by the election comes. There's one place that knows where all those immigrants are and can instruct those immigrants, and it's TikTok. Geolocated at the border, tracked to a state, and then fed directions by our enemy to move them to swing states to change the outcome of an election. TikTok knows where all the immigrants are. They've instructed them over the border. They know where they're going to go. They're aligned and controlled with our enemy. And I'll put another piece that'll even surprise you. Who's now the climate czar that's interacting with China? The consummate election interference guy, John Podesta, right? So I would not, these polls, these Trump polls, they don't take into account illegal voting. And that illegal voting is now substantial. So the border, TikTok, the ability of our enemy to instruct people to vote, and the benefits they might get by keeping the Biden and the current administration in place is a tremendous threat to our country. And we're now seeing Gallagher reach across the aisle to Warner to figure out we've tried this game again, to figure out how we're going to separate TikTok in order to protect the donors. The algorithm is the issue.
Hold.
Let me tell you what I've been through, baby. Lived a life that was hella unfair. Seen things that been driving me crazy. In a country where the leaders don't care. Didn't think we had the courage to change it. Tore it down and they weren't prepared. Everything that they kept us from saying. Now we're talking and they better be scared. Take from us. Tell us what and who to love. Swear I finally had enough.